Hola, buenas noches. Soy Nico.
Don't compare me. Don't compare yourself to me. Ever. You are not on my level before. You never will be on my level. Do not compare yourself to me.
So as you can tell, I am in my Portuguese bag because I am back in Brazil for a month this time. In a cute little studio apartment, overviewing like a cute little bakery, grocery store street. It's very, very chill, very calm. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm sorry for the late Patreon upload because I kind of had a 13-hour flight with like 3 connecting flights. And then I slept for 6 hours as soon as I got here, and I'm kind of just getting motion, trying to get out of bed and get things done because I'm exhausted. People don't tell you, but traveling is very excruciating. But yes, today we're here to talk about something that is not going over my travel experience. We're here to talk about Ace Rockwood, aka John Johnson. Nico, this man is fine. Before I even start this conversation, I've made tweets about him before, but John Johnson, aka Ace Rockwood, he had a rebrand in his career, so I have to remember he is now known as John Johnson. That man is so fine. He hasn't aged a day. Like, when I tell you, I am one of the biggest fans. It's so embarrassing because he probably doesn't know I exist. But today we're here to talk about some accusations against him, and I'm going to explain to you why I believe who is in the right and for what reasons. Because as per usual, I'm going to come over here with video evidence because Nico always brings the tea. Nico always brings the facts, and I have both sides of the story, and then we're going to decide on who we believe and what actually went down. So, this all started because James Angel, who is a straight OnlyFans performer who lets women do backstore stuff, he's done collaborations with men such as like the Foot Guy. Nico, I don't know his name, I just know that he collabs with a lot of the straight men doing Foot Guy stuff. But James Angel, I can say at least in the past, he's never said that he was bisexual. He's never used toys to my knowledge. He's always just flashed some hole and just did straight content, but for the gay male views, such as See Him F. It's basically like a production where they focus on straight men having super happy adult fun time with straight women, but they give you camera angles that focus on the man, basically letting them have their heterosexual activities, but still giving you a queer eyes lens on the actual video. Nico, I am very well versed in multiple categories, but yes. Today, we're here to talk about the live stream that he did where basically he accused John Johnson of doing something without his permission when they agreed to link up for a collab. I'm going to insert the video here just because it's easier for me to just show you the video. I might have to insert a still image because this is content from his OF and I don't want like a copyright strike, so it'll just be a still image with him and Air Thugger talking about their experience. Well, James Angel's experience. It's just that they did like a joint live stream because they do Stragger things together. But yes, continuing.
Real question. Look, I'll spill the real tea. I'll spill the real tea.
Someone, wait. Y'all gotta chill on mine. Chill on mine.
Story time.
He's about to spill some tea about
Story time. John Johnson. All right. So, look.
someone too.
Yeah. No, we're not. I'm not cool Taylor or John no more. Just because very early in my career, we were out here chilling, kicking it with Daddy Jam. He introduced me to him, and and yeah. So he wanted to collab. We met in New York, and damn, I need my charger.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah, get that shit real quick, bro.
Yeah, story time.
Yeah, story time, right? So we met in New York to do a collab. Pulled up. It was supposed to be a boy, girl, me and him with Febby Twigs. If you guys know Febby Twigs. And so yeah, I get there. There's another dude there named B-Fits. If you all know B-Fits, he's another performer. Big ass, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't have his test results back in time, so he was just sitting around there and waiting for him. So we get impatient. John really gets impatient. And not gonna lie, he was doing some coke and shit. I'm not gonna lie, I was too. And we were just coked out. We were like, all right, let's do this, let's go. Kicked him out. And then during the film, he wanted to go without my consent. We didn't talk about it. Even though we were cool, I just met him. He ate my ass without my permission. Now, if y'all want to see that video, y'all let me know in the comments. But he violated me, you know what I'm saying? So me and him really got in an argument. We started fighting in his crib, and then.
So as you saw in that video, he basically came out and said he had agreed to do a bi scene with John Johnson, mental note, where they arrived and the female performer that was going to collab with them wasn't there, and then the other partner was there, another man, but he didn't have his test results, so they kind of shooed him away and they said, okay, let's just go for it. So they begin to do their own scene, and during the filming, he accuses John Johnson of eating a donut hole without his permission during the scene. And at that point, he said they started to argue and they started to fight, but immediately in that same sentence, you heard him say, but if y'all want to see that video, y'all know, just comment down below. But if Ace Rockwood drops that video, I'm going to have beef with him. If y'all want to see the video, though, I'll release it on my OF. And that's where I started to question it, because even without John Johnson's response, I sat there and went, if somebody did something without my permission and without my consent, I wouldn't, in the same breath of telling the story, offer to release the video for a premium, just because I would use that as evidence for like a case I would fight. Like if you went beyond our consent and understanding of what was going to happen, I wouldn't immediately try to sell the video in that moment. Nico, I'm not going to address the, booger sugar thing just because just because at least he was honest and said, yeah, I partook in it. I did it too. Not my thing, but at the end of the day, if y'all want to do powder crack, that's up to you. I'm not going to hold it over you. Nico, that is powder crack. I don't know why people think like that is some step above. It is the same compound. But yes, moving back to Ace Rockwood and his response. He basically said, I've been in the game for many years. And it's usually these bi scenes that come with drama, because a lot of these straight content creators are secretly bisexual and they just don't want it to get out. So it becomes an awkward, tense situation where why would you make up a lie when we have video evidence of the collab? Like, it makes no sense. And at the end of the day, he just wanted to bring attention to his first bi scene. That's why he's doing all this, because my credibility speaks for itself. I've been in this industry a long time and you have not heard any of these accusations prior. So I don't know why y'all would think that I would just start doing this without somebody's consent. And that's why I agree with John Johnson. Mental note. It's because he has been in the game for 12 plus years. I have not heard a singular thing said about him when it comes to consent, when it comes to not giving out proper content, when it comes to et cetera, et cetera. This man is beloved on screen and off screen. And that's the thing. I'm not saying this just because he's attractive. I find James Angel attractive as well. But when it comes to this situation, he has not had anything happen or any rumors or hearsay, because there are a lot of performers that have been in the industry a good 12 years, or even let's go back to the Poppy Thugs era. I've heard things about a lot of performers, even Tiger Tyson, who is my fave, who I would, if he ever came back to the scene, I've heard things about him too. And it's just, I couldn't verify those things. That's why I didn't really bring it up. But everybody I know in the industry, for the most part, I've heard something hearsay, whether it be big or small. But when it comes to Ace Rockwood, I have not heard anything negative whatsoever. But this is an interesting situation, because like I said, the reason I didn't believe James Angel at the end was because he immediately tried to sell the video. Because like Ace Rockwood said, if you wanted to bring attention to your first bi collab, you could have just done that. Because James Angel, like I said earlier, he's already been getting his donut hole eaten at the bakery. He already does that kind of content, but just with women. So if you wanted to do it with men, girl, at the end of the day, you could have just did it, because it would have been an easier transition. Because if you did not want this to get out, I understand telling the story, but if you didn't want it to get out, why would you offer to sell the video? You know what I mean? But yes, definitely drop your opinions down below. How do you feel about this situation? Because Ace Rockwood, like I said, he's never in any drama, and the fact that he felt the need to come out and clear the air and say, this is why I do not do bi collabs, because I've even had situations where straight men will invite me to their scenes. and then they'll make it some weird power play where they want me to be subservient and to do homosexual things when we're here for the lady. You know, we're here to do a bi collab and focus on the lady, but you want me to do things with you as a straight performer. You could have just said that you wanted to make bi content. But yes, definitely drop your opinions down below. How do you feel about these accusations, especially because John Johnson has been in the industry for so long and he's never really had a accusation like this towards him prior? How do you feel about James Angel coming forward and then trying to sell the video and saying that he owns exclusive rights to the video and that John Johnson shouldn't be able to sell it? How do you feel about the whole bi landscape in general, where if you see a bi performer performing a scene with a man and a woman, and the heterosexual performer is trying to focus the bi performer on him, do you believe that they should just transition to bi scenes in general? Because I feel like that's a thing. Sexuality is fluid. You know, it's never white or black. It's usually in a gray zone. So if James Angel did want to go into bi performances, if he wanted to release his first man-on-man scene with Ace Rockwood, because that's what he's essentially doing, he's still trying to do a soft release. He wants y'all to create a stir and to create talk around it and to ask him to release it in the comments. I feel like it could have been done without less harm to Ace Rockwood's reputation, because at the end of the day, this is a porn veteran. And I know a lot of people say that it doesn't have longevity. I know a lot of people are very anti-sex worker, but in this landscape, in this career field, he has longevity. He has a built-in fan base. Like, people adore this man. So trying to attack his reputation just to get more eyes on your first bi scene, it doesn't sit right with me if that is the case. Because like I said, you could possibly believe James Angel, but at the end of the day, why would he still try to release the video and then say, but John Johnson can't release it, I had to be the one to release it? I don't know. That's just my opinion. But yes, definitely drop your opinions down below. Woo. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye 2 subscribers, Trey S. and Ian. Your continued support is greatly appreciated. These are some of my OG subscribers. I can't thank you enough. And this week's live stream conversation is going to be a virtual hangout. I actually did end up bringing my recording equipment so the podcast will continue to record, but this week it's going to still stay the same.